Okay, let's get going and start the actual show. So here we are, 2024, new introductions for Halloween, Thanksgiving, fall. Some wonderful pieces. I said earlier in the pre-show that I would start with one of my favorite pieces, and that is this guy right here, the Dracula elf. Very, very cool. Love this guy with his hair that's wired and curled into like horns like. His blood dripping from his mouth. He's a true vampire. He's got a wine glass, which if it's filled with anything, I imagine it's either red wine or I'm not going to suggest what else it could be. I can't imagine. Love this guy though, and this has been really popular at the January trade shows. The retailers really responded to this really well, and we responded to you because this was one of the most requested items, was a vampire, a Dracula piece. So here we have him. Great fabrics. Look at the braided almost or woven satin. It's almost like ribbons, but it's a satin that's folded and printed. It's really amazing when you see it. It's a great fabric. So a very formal shirt going on there, and there we go. There's his almost like a necklace, like an award he won for the most vampire bites in a season. Who knows? Very cool piece that's hanging around his neck. Even the little small one has an award button that's on his neck. So great piece. Blacks, reds, magical cape with the really shiny red metallic satin, which is really nice. Just a great piece. Love the big fancy eyelashes, the red and bloodied lips. Let me tilt his head down a little bit. This is definitely a fun piece. This is kind of a must-have piece for those of you that want to have a very special piece for Halloween this year. Great piece. I think we originally did the vampire elf, and I'm not sure what it was called. It could have been called Dracula elf back in like 2009 maybe, or 2010. I know we did a Frankenstein back then. I'm pretty certain. Did we do a Valentine one? I'm looking at Jong and he doesn't remember, but I'm pretty certain we did one. I think we did a Frankenstein and a vampire. If not, anyways, this one is great, and I'm going to say he's the best now. He's my new favorite. So love this guy, 2 sizes. Definitely want to get him. It'll be really fun. And I'm going to flip now to the Crow collection, which we showed you guys last week also. And how cool are these? Because I'm going to kind of drag this guy over and put him with them, because look how appropriate they work together. They display together so nicely. The vampire with the crows on the pumpkins. Really good pieces. Okay, let's get out of the way now so you won't hog in the show here. Love the crows because they've got a diamond and pearl necklace going on there. They come as an assortment of 2. I think that the retailers are selling them as 2s. They might be selling them as 1s. I'm not 100% sure. And my arms are in the way of there. But great pieces with the black and white check or buffalo plaid, and then the gold glittered or persimmon glittered pumpkins and stuff. Really very pretty. These are new pieces that we did for this year. Oh, I told you last season. Okay, John, let me see. Can you show me so that I can tell them what happened with these? So these crows, that's me. John thought that the crow was me, you know? He's been away from his Hollywood job for too long now. So the crows, we did the crows with these great lanterns for this year. And we had affixed the crows to these lanterns with candles inside and everything, and ordered everything. And then there was a problem with the lanterns and the factory could not deliver them. Rarely does that happen, but it happened. So here we were all of a sudden with a whole bunch of crows and no lanterns. So it was not too hard to do. Renee and I got together in the warehouse and we pulled a bunch of stuff and said, let's make some fun things. So we did what we call the crow collection. And so we've got the crows on the pumpkins. Probably my personal favorite is the crow on the wreath. And I love how we added, let me pull this out of the way for a minute, how Renee added the purple Christmas ornaments to them. And we just pulled stuff that we had, Said, okay, how do we pull this together and make it look good? And we used some flowers that have purple tones in them, or purple colorations. But we want, so therefore bringing the purple glass ornaments in there really jazzes it up a lot. So that's about a 30-inch wreath from end to end. So good size, fits on the door, would look great on a mirror. I always like to put them on a mirror in the bathroom. I know that's crazy, but that's where I like to put them. Or if you've got a mirror above your mantle, that's another good spot for it. But great piece. The doorway is probably the #1 spot, though. For the #1 answer is Family Feud is on the door. We should do that. We're going to have a game. We're going to have to do that with we'll do that for the next program or something. We'll do a survey said. The last piece in the Crow collection is I'll just bring it over, the table piece. And this, I'm going to put it in front of me and use my shirt, since it's blue, as a backdrop for it. This is on a solid wood base that's been velvet covered. And as always, the bottom has no staples on it at all. So this is not going to scratch your table at all. It's got the pumpkin, it's got the purple flowers, different flowers going on. And of course this crow with this spectacular pearl and diamond-like necklace. And the crow, his wings are wired, so you can kind of make him create movement with him. He's wired. Let me see if I can do this. You can turn his head a little bit. So he's all wired. So very cool pieces. These crow collections are fun. You're going to want to like these for different places to sit around for decorating this coming fall. So these are only available on the marketplace to the retailers that have them there. We just made these this past couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. The past 2 weeks we've made these, and we're actually waiting for the crows to come in. They're coming in about a week or two. So we're planning on shipping these out of my warehouse to the retailers and directly to you, the collectors, around June 12th to 15th. So fun pieces to have for sure. And since I'm back here, I'm going to grab this other guy and jump now to, what do we even call this guy? I should know that answer. The Pumpkin Master. Busy. Let me put him here again, using my shirt as the backdrop. Okay, I got to look at him. Okay, great colors. Blues, deep blues, oranges, lots of laces. This is a great piece. You know, the pumpkin, whatever this pumpkin guy was called last year, and I don't recall the name, I should know that, was a quick sellout. It was almost gone very, very early. And so love this guy with the top hat. The top hat is actually like a brown fur, which is pretty cool. And then there's some blue jewels, feathers going on there. Very, very pretty. I'm going to just walk right up to the camera, see how I do this. There we go. And give you the zoom this way so you can see the sparkle going on his shirt. That's a sculpted velvet. Now you can see that really nicely. So there's lots of glitter going on there, and then that dark blue velvet that is literally sculpted out of it. Nice. And then the lace and the trims that are going on there. The detailing on his shoulder. Very, very cool. Neat. Great, great detail. Happy, happy face. He needs glasses like yours truly. Nothing wrong with that. Feathers in the hat. What a neat guy. Great shoes. Wow, look at this guy. Very, very cool. Look how the jewels just reflect and everything. The deep, deep blue in the jewels. So the Pumpkin Master guy, fun piece to have. Last year's was a quick sellout, which is kind of nice to get that kind of recognition. So appreciate that. So this one, I trust, will be popular as well, and a great piece to add to your collections when you're doing them. So, all right, 2024, we continue along with, these are fun pieces. These little kids, little boy and girl. Okay, these are darling. John, we're going to want to zoom in on these as much as we can, because these little boy and girl are sitting on this is a soft pumpkin. So I'm squeezing it like the Charmin bathroom tissue. It's soft, but yet it's formed very nicely. You can see that even as I squeeze it. Don't call me Mr. Whipple, though. Very cute. So he's sitting on there, and this little boy has a book in his hand, which says Book of Spells. Can we see that? Yeah, we can see it. Barely we can see it. It has Book of Spells, and you can write your own spells in there, okay? He's done out cool. So he's sitting on a sculpted velvet, purple velvet, and orange pumpkin. And his girlfriend is sitting on a similarly colored but different textured pumpkin. And very, very cute pieces. These are really cool. We don't have a lot of these, so this is kind of a one-of-a-kind, once in a season. We wouldn't necessarily do these every single year. So this will be a rarity at best. And cool, they each have, I'm going to flip them for a minute. I'll just stay right there with the camera. The girl has, and I see it's hiding, very, very cute. For those of you that love cats, there is a black cat on her arm there that doesn't want to stay. There it is. Black cat. You can see the eyes on this little cat. Sweet. It's got little gold bows and blue jewels on the top of them. Very pretty. Oh, she's cool. She has blonde, blue, and orange hair, which is similar to one of the ladies at the gym that I go to. Has multicolored hair, which I used to think was weird, and now I've learned it's kind of cool. I'm glad that the older generation is kind of hip out there and not afraid to express themselves. So she's kind of in there with the colored hair, her great little black cat, purple shoes. Her dress is pretty dramatic. You can see the ruffling and the colors. That is like a black and gold. It's really great. So fun pieces. The pumpkin elves. It's an assortment of 2. Again, some of the marketplace retailers may have them individually, or they may have them together. You're going to like them either way. If you end up getting both of them, you're going to like them because you're going to have a lot of different places to put them around. They're good sit-arounds, and they're good size, because these are about 10, 11 inches tall. So they're good size and a good 7 inches around or so. So good size, good size. Okay, next I'm just going to stop this, the rotator, and we're going to talk about, oh, these are fun. We're going to talk about these boxes, because they are fun. I'm going to just put them down here, and you can see that they are all done a little bit differently. Let's do that color-wise. And about the boxes, what's cool, first of all, is there's a lot going on them. They are functional. Top comes off, black painted inside, even a little bit of spider webs, which is actually hot glue, but we don't charge extra for that. So black painted inside. Great for candies or other treats, and I'm actually feeling down here. She is screwed on there with a hand screw that keeps her secure on there. And there are 4 different ones of these. How we describe them, I'm not 100% sure. There is, because there's a lot of orange going on these, but I can start to see the difference. This particular one is lots of orange. Notice some of the detailing, the trimmings that we used. Let me pull these off for a second. This is an amazing ribbon with parsley, paisley design going on it. Gold sequins, all embroidered, very elegant. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trims that I can count just on the side of the box, not including the lid. There's a lot of different trims going on there. We layer things, we kind of bring them together. So I'm going to call this one orange for right now because I don't know what else to call it. And then we're going to jump to, I'm going to guess this one we're going to call pink, because she's pretty in pink. Pink and orange are great color combinations, by the way. Pink and orange look great together. Just as purple and orange look good together, so does pink and orange. It's got pink feathers. Look at the detailing on that hat. Can we zoom in on that hat a little bit? There it is. Great detailing on the hat. And then if we even go up higher on the hat, we can see the jewels going on there, the trims, the tassel. There's just like all sorts of stuff going on in this hat. It's a great, great hat. And the tassel's spectacular. It's even got a pink and gold marble on there. Where did we find that? My God. We find so much stuff. And she's pretty wonderful too. I like the different details that go on here. She's got her orange and blonde hair, very pretty. Lots of different details going on. And let's just open her up and see. Yeah, same nice painted inside, solid black. And wow, even the top of the box has a different fabric. I didn't even catch that on the other one. This one has a polka dot top, very cool. And the bottom side doesn't have as many layers of trims. It's got 1, 2, and then the lid has another 2 more. So still has lots of layers, but not as much as the previous one. Very, very pretty. Okay, what's next? Purple. Purple and orange, of course, go good together for Halloween. She is dramatic. Okay, I love this face. This is just too cool. And there she is. Lots of detail going on her hat. Look at all the jewels on the hat. I mean, there's a lot of jewels on this hat. This is very pretty. She's got feathers going on the hat. This is actually like a sparkling raspberry almost. It's kind of pretty, actually. Cool. She's got feathers on her shoulders, too. This one is very, very cool. Love this. And then this sequined-like cape. It's just a side cape. Look at all the magic going on there. It's like a purplish pink with great copper gold accents. This is really spectacular. We did not look at the back of any of them, and you can see how nice the back is here, because we've got this big fancy bow with this golden peony-like flower going on here. And then look at the trims going on here. Very pretty. All of them have different trims on the sides of the boxes. This has orange and black going on with 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 trims. The top then has a couple trims going on too. Great piece. I'm going to call it her belt. She's got a bow and all sorts of detail going on here. And oh my God, I'm going to just walk this right up to you there. There is a spider, a jeweled spider. Can we see that right there? A jeweled spider on there. This is who knows, but that is very cool. I don't even remember finding this. This is like one of those treats and magic things that we find when we're shopping the markets, and we find so much stuff that it's amazing, and we don't even know where we're going to put it all the time. But when we love it, we just get it, and very cool. So that's fun for me to discover something that I haven't seen for a while. And then lastly is, this is like orange and black and red. Oh, this is very cool. So this one here, we don't need this on here. This one here is very sweet. She's got a lot going on here too. And I'm going to take this lid off. And okay, now this is a different spider than the one we just showed. You see that on my hand? Okay, so this has got orange jewels on the bottom, and then all these legs. Still got 8 legs. That's cool. Hey, these are very cool. I do not remember finding these. Now there's 3 or 4 of us that are shopping all the time for this stuff. So as we're doing it, it's just a fast grab it and go. Let's get good stuff. And so somebody had good eyes and found some really good stuff there. That's very cool. And then look at the different colors of the jewels going on here. That Renee probably did this, but the bow picked together really nicely. Love the feathers coming out the sides of the arms. And then the box has multiple layers of trims going on here. And let's look at the cape, because I like this. It has a burgundy and metallic striped lines going on there. Very pretty on the cape. And then the lining is kind of a vampire lining, that pretty red satin going on there. This is a great piece. These boxes are fun. They've been pretty popular, so I know we're not going to have them all season. I think that's, at least some of them are going to be gone by the end of the season. Lastly, here, I'm going to show you the first of the witches, since somehow she ended up over here. And her name is Let Them Eat Cake. So this is Marie Antoinette inspired. And she's going to let you eat the cake, though. So very, very cool. She's got pink and black and orange. Look at the detail. Look at this couturiering right here as we come down a little bit. And we see this swagging of some of the fabric on her dress. This is spectacular. This is just a separate layer. And it's very elegant the way it swags like that. And we've got all the hanging jewels and beads going on there. And the backdrop is this coppery brown velvet. Really nice. And then, oh my God, she is just spectacular. Look at this great jewel right here. Really nice. Look how that just sparkles so magically. And then as we come down, she has a sheer with pearl details going on there and little diamond-like details going on there. And then underneath is a beautiful creamy pink satin dress, just magnificent, with layers of trim. You know, there's an abundance of trim on these. I have to fold this the right way to get it to stay. Doesn't want to stay right now, so such is life. Okay, magical. And the back side, we can actually see her lace a little bit better here. This is a sheer golden lace. So it kind of comes through there, creates a lot of magic there. And then here's the cape. There's the showroom ticket right there. There's the back of the cape. Wow, this pretty black bow. Her black bat wings. Just a magical piece for sure. And I think we will get to see some other sizes of her somewhere. If not, she does come in more than one size, and Brian can show us the other size later. We are going to see it. Okay, they're telling me that we are going to see it, so we will see the larger size coming up. So we don't show all the sizes on everything, but let them eat cake. We did, and you know, we're supposed to have cake at the end of these shows. We haven't done that for a while. We need to start doing that again. So, all right, next is going to be, I'm going to move right over here, and we're going to do North Pole Halloween Elf. Fun piece. I'm going to kind of just hide all the way back here and bring this guy down to see the small one, and I'll do the large one right from here. Okay, we talked about how nice pink is with orange. This really shows it off nicely. You've got some pink velvet pants, which is kind of cool, and then black and orange striped leggings. And then as we go down, we really have a lot of color on this because he's got black shoes, orange and blue and royal blue trim. This is a very, very cool piece. And there's a reason for that, because as we start to go back up, we start to see some more blue colors going on. And we have found this really fabulous fabric, and we use it on a couple different pieces. But this, his main part of his coat, which is the undercoat, I'll call it, has blue and gold and copper and hints of pink in it. Really magical. This guy has 3 layers of vests and shirts. So, you know, come fall, the weather starts to get a little cooler. And what do? We wear layers. And that's what this guy's doing. He's wearing layers. What I also love about him is the staff in his left hand there. He's got the pumpkin staff, got a jewel hanging on the bottom of it, some feather-like fur, almost like a raccoon tail type fur. It's not a raccoon tail though. Jewels hanging off of here, pumpkin. This is a great, great piece. So remember, all these pieces will get gift with purchase. So the more pieces you get, the more gift with purchase pieces you're going to get of pumpkins. And you're going to set those around for sure and use them all the time. Happy face, and then a great, almost like a wizard hat going on here. So we go up to the top, and I like this little tiny little detail of the stars hanging off the top of his hat, and this kind of marble-like piece up here. This is a great hat. Yeah, he's got stars going on here. He is definitely a wizard of some sort. We call him Halloween Elf, but to me, he's more of a wizard. So, like this guy. 2 sizes. Remember, the North Pole Elf characters do not need a stand. It worked. And because the feet are large enough to do that, so we are good with that. Then we're going to jump to the Give Thanks Fairy. So we're only showing this in 1 size, but I'm sure that there are 2 sizes available. These pumpkins are from last week's show, and if you got any of them, they're great to get. Otherwise, you still can get them, but I love them as sit-arounds. I love the Give Thanks Fairy, which we call it Give Thanks Fairy? We call it Give Thanks Fairy. Cool. It's got a name on there. He's got a banner with that. Love the colors on this. I think to start out, I want to see the sides of his pants. He's got a very rich brown velvet pants. And then this printed fall pattern fabric, which has pumpkins and berries and cones on it. So it's very harvest-like. And we're using a witch stand that we put him on for whatever reason. But what we do, we do. His boots, he's got gourds, he's got jewels, he's got berries, he's got harvest leaves, he's got lots of stuff going on. And then a very formal shirt as we go up higher. And he's got the buttons going across, the double buttons that are tied together with gold chains. He's miraculously holding a cornucopia. Let me put it more realistically there. He's got a cornucopia in his hand, great hat going on his head. He's got I call it a pilgrim hat. I'm going to just tilt his head down to see. But he's got a pilgrim hat. Well, I guess I'm going to tilt it this way. Love this because he's in his pilgrim hat, great trim right here. Yeah, we're seeing that. Okay. And then all the different details going on here, including the turquoise in the feathers. This is great. Turquoise in the feathers picks up on the very light turquoise on his shirt. This is a great piece. So a lot of people don't put things out for Thanksgiving. I love to put things out for Thanksgiving early. So early meaning like the day after Halloween, and keeping it up all season to enjoy those. So speaking of all season, we're going to then jump to the pumpkin pie maker fairy. So he's got, the medium one has a pumpkin pie in his hand, the large one apparently doesn't, and the small one is not here, so I can't answer that question right off. I think you guys know from watching the shows, pumpkin pie is my favorite pie at that time of the year, probably this time of year also. Wow, I'm just seeing some cool things. Oh, wait a minute, we have him mixed. We're only showing, let me step back. We're showing pumpkin pie maker is this one in the blue. All right, I'm confused here, so I'm going to pull him out. So the large one will have a pumpkin in it. I was confused by that. So this guy, we're only showing the medium, and we're doing some of these by size only because we don't have enough time, and we can just show you one size, and you can go from there. Look, first of all, at these boots. This is actually a fur. So that is like a wild fur of some sort. It has a kind of a safari-like look about it. Very, very cool. And yet we ground it down to bring it down to earth with the turquoise jewels, the berries, the bows. Really very, very pretty. One of my favorite details, of course, is the blue and white fabric. I think that's timeless, and it will go with anything. It adds to your season for sure. It adds interest to it. His pumpkin body. As we go up, you can see we've got some light blue jewels going on in there to tie all this together. And more jewels going on, blues and blacks, oranges. And then my favorite part of them is the pumpkin pie, which is always my favorite. He is a fun, fun piece. And then the hat is cool because we brought up that same fabric and the blue and white patterned and tied it into part of his hat with some gold, orange and gold, almost like a satin, but it's not its texture, like a grosgrain. And then more pumpkins. And I love this little diamond-like trim here. Very, very cool. So this guy, last thing I want to look at again is those shoes, because you're going to love these shoes. This is like a must-have piece. You're going to love this guy. When you see these shoes, you're going to go, oh my God, that's enough to get him right there. So I'm going to put him over here so he doesn't confuse me any more than I'm already confused. And now we're going to go to the pumpkin patch fairy, which is pumpkin patch fairy. Is it this one? You're sure? Which is, Brian had to come out from behind the camera and show me which one it is, because I'm confused myself. No surprise. Okay, pumpkin patch is this guy here. And I love this guy. Let's just start at the bottom here, because you know what? The shoes are very cool. I'm going to take this off and come right up there so we can see it even closer. And great detail. Oh my God, I love these, because this is like a suede, and then the jeweling that goes on here, and then this bow. I'm not sure who found that or what, but I love this because it's got like I think that's a very deep navy, or it could be black, bow with a gold on the inside, main part of it, and then all these different details. Love it. And then even just the little picks of floral stuff. I love the shoes. I think the shoes really make them pretty wonderful. While I'm up this close, we have this patterned, printed, and glittered fabric for his leggings. Perfect for him. We then come down to, I'm going to have to come back and put him up so that I can see. He's got a lot of great details going on here. A little bit more, I'll call him conservative. He's got an all orange pumpkin body. Mr. Whipple-like. It's soft, like Charmin tissues. I'm bringing that up multiple times today. Great detail with this buckle that goes on his coat or his pants or whatever that is. Actually, I'm not sure what that word is. I love this though, because I love these hanging down. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pearls hanging off of this little diamond string. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to just. These all have to be put on one at a time. So the diamond string comes as a string, but the pearls had to be added at the end. That is really very pretty. And then the rich blue velvet. Wow, this thing is gorgeous. And then we use the blue and white pattern again, fabric, and what a great cape. First of all, that lining, which is spectacular. And then the cape is so rich with the dark blue colors. And wow, the silver diamond-like really sets this off. This is very, very cool. He then has a great pumpkin on his head. This guy is a spectacular piece. You see these, I'm looking at him, he is just looking down at us like, wow. Let me put this aside a little bit. He is magical. So he is like the master of Halloween. I love this guy. Really cool, great details, lots of different layers. He's very well coutoured. So this is a great, great piece to have. And for sure, those of you that get him will enjoy him. I think we're only showing him in the large, maybe, but we do have the other sizes, but we're only showing the large here. So, no, we're not. We actually have the other sizes here. We're going to show the details of this one here, though, but we do have the other ones here. Brian's showing the smaller ones on the screen for us. So, we're now going to go to, oh, good. This is the next one I like because this is something that I like to go to more than I like to host. I like to go to a Halloween party. And so we have the Halloween party fairy going on here. And I love him, and I know you guys are also, because this is my favorite part of him, actually. This is crazy. Can we still catch it? Which way to the wine, and the which is spelled like W-I-T-C-H. Which way to the wine? We really need to do programs like these where we're drinking wine as we're doing the programs. I'm sure that'll be a lot more fun. And you saw last week's program, I busted an ornament. This week's program, I forgot what something was. Go for it. Great, great piece. Love this guy. He's got some great colors going on here. Oranges and blues. Orange is actually a very versatile color for Halloween because of the blue colors that we're able to use with it. The reason it is they are complementary colors on the color wheel. And so those really work out nicely together, the blue and the orange. We're going to look just at the medium one so we can kind of focus on it. Fur on his hat, lots of great details, great velvet pants. Can we look at the shoes, John, for a sec? Yeah, really cool details. Great details on the shoes. This really crimson brown satin shoe is spectacular. And wow, look at the leggings, which are copper and black striped pants. This is just a great piece. Halloween pieces this year are pretty spectacular. And here we can see a better view of this fabric that I love so much. It's kind of got a wave effect to it with the blues, turquoise, coppers. There's a lot of great colors going on in there. And it just kind of shimmers to you. So once again, I know you can't get every piece, but this is like a must-have for me. Halloween Party Fairy, because he's got the sign actually does it for me. Which way to the wine? The sign does it for me, but so does all the colors. I like the details of this. This is a great, great piece. 3 sizes, and the 2 larger sizes have the sign. The smallest one does not. All right, now we're going to jump to some skeletons. John's moving some cords and stuff, so I'm shrinking myself down. Now I get to stand up. Look at that. Okay, skeletons. We're going to look at some skeletons, and you heard me mention wave. This fabric here has the effect of waves, movement of waves. We're going to get all the way zoomed in on this, and you can see the texture of the fabric. How it just is kind of wave. There's a wave of movement on it. So it has mostly blue color, so we called it the blue wave skeleton, because this fabric is just really dramatic. I'm going to turn her around. I guess I can't. So we're going to just see it from there. Okay, we're going to just look at the front of her, and she is spectacular. We're showing her just in this size, the large size, but there's a small size available also. I'll show you some other ones in other sizes, but she has this amazing black fur along her coat with this jeweled iridescent trim. And if we zoom in on that trim, is that as close as we can get, or can we get closer? This trim has a tiny, tiny cobalt blue jewel, diamond-like jewel on it. And you can just barely see it, but it's about the size of, I don't know what that's the size of. You can see it, so I'm not going to give you a size of. But yeah, you can see that really nicely, and you can really see the detail of that fabric and the kind of waviness and the movement of the waves. You can just feel the ocean waves going off on it, how they're just flowing so nicely. While we're this close, we can look at the lace underlay of her dress, which is so pretty. There's hints of blue in there, very the light blue part with ivory, cream, gold. This is really elegant. And then a very thin diamond lace trimmed at the very bottom. While we're talking about blue, and I'm starting to see in the camera lens, or camera video that I can see, the video feed, the blue and white striped lining. This is really rich that goes on her. Very elegant and that would be very vintage. Older pieces of older days, you would often see on older vintage dolls, you'd see striped linings and things like that. So this is kind of brings out that vintage feel to her. Then as we come up, first of all, we're just looking at her. You can see her husband to her right. I'm going to spend most of the time on her, but look at these great arms. Look at the fall of the cuff as it comes down, this huge cuff, and then all this great detail. The center, all this fur. She is spectacular. What's going on her shoulders. Her eyeglasses have some pearl. I should have those, but I wear them on my head instead. But they're to hold her glasses on her neck when she does that. Just a magnificent piece. And then her husband, let's see where her husband is. Are they boyfriends and girlfriends, or are they husband and wife? I don't know. But I'm not going to ask. It's not my business. All right, there he is. Can I just take her off of here for a minute? I guess I can. And just, thank you, John. All right, now we can look at the man of the house. He's got his cane. Oh my God, he's spectacular. So we used a lot of the same fabrics, and then we used some different ones also. Great detailing on his pants with the side trims. Lots of great detailing on the shirt. Wow, look at all that jeweling that goes on there. That is spectacular, spectacular, spectacular. Yeah, we used a lot of the fabrics in different ways so that this is kind of like their wedding outfit. Really spectacular piece. As we go back up, we see the detail of his necktie with the bows. And then here's something unique. He's got a black diamond jeweled butterfly, diamond-like jeweled butterfly, and feathers on his hat. This is just a very, very cool piece. Love this guy. So great, great piece. So these are the Blue Wave skeletons, and this is one of the more popular ones. So they're available actually in 3 sizes. The small, which we're not showing, the medium, and the life size, which we are going to show you at the end of the show. So I'm going to take this one off also so we have more space and can see. And I see I have a string in the microphone cord. Let's look at the next skeletons, which we're only going to show you in the small. And we have simply called this, actually we're going to show to you in the small and in the life size. These are the 2 that are going to have life size pieces. This we just called the Day of the Dead skeleton. And great pieces again. Wow. Start with her. Really magical. This velvet, very soft. It's actually not a velvet. It's like a suede almost. It's all pattern cut. Look at this green satin pattern cut, zigzag or sawtooth. Laces going on here. These are spectacular to say the least. Wow, this underdress here. Very pretty. It's not even fluffed. What happened? Easy to fix. Pull that under there. What these do, and this has wires, the purpose of this is to push the dress out. So we've done this, purposely added a wire at this level so that when you pull it out, you can force the rest of the dress out. Just as if I pull it in, the dress comes in, or the dress layers come in. So really nicely, and then it's just kind of almost the fabrics are just dripping with details going on here. She's got salt and pepper hair. I know somebody else that does that. That's yours truly. And I'm going to give her my hair color so she knows when she wants to color it. Another great hanging trim. This is cool with that's like almost like a green jewel cast to it, green and gold. Very, very pretty. Great details on this, including, I love adding the purple on the hat and the lace flower-like. This is just a very, very pretty piece. Her husband, I'm going to put her down here for now, we'll be good. Her husband, and I'll bring him down to this level. All right, so he's on the stand itself. He looks like a hippie. Come on. He's got bell bottoms. Okay, this is cool. He has bell bottoms. They're connected to his toes right now. He has bell bottoms and a black lace cut. Okay, he is definitely from the 60s or early 70s. But wow, he's very cool. Love the burgundy ribbon that we wove into the lace there, the lace trim there, and the purple and black striped lining. Again, we're going vintage. Great, great details going on here. This bow tie, double layered, green satin in the background, green metallic satin in the background, and then a crimson brown velvet bow tie with a great brownish jewel going on there. Okay, yeah, definitely hippie 70s, 60s like, because he's got this headband going on here too. So we picked up on all of that. I'm just looking for anything that he might be smoking in his hand, but we'll leave that to be the imagination. So the Day of the Dead skeleton, 3 sizes, the small, which we just showed you right here. There's a large size, and then there's a life size, which we're going to actually show the life sizes on both of the other styles after. But I'm going to pull these off, and then I'm going to show you one of the favorite, the whole middle section is my favorite pieces right here. And it's going to be the Big Madam Witch, the BMW Witch. BMW, Big Madam Witch. Now she's driving a BMW car down here. So this is on wheels, so we're just going to pull it out and kind of do it here. John, can we first get the BMW logo there as close as we can? This is licensed from BMW. We are not allowed to call her a BMW Witch, though, because the license didn't include that. This is a oh my goodness, I believe early 60s BMW convertible. So that's how she ended up getting named Big Madam Witch, BMW. So you can call her BMW Witch, I can't. But Big Madam Witch, she is spectacular. She's like over the top, larger than life. Look at the glasses. The glasses are just spectacular. That happy, crazy smile on her face. She is unique. I'm going to call these Mark Roberts Batwing glasses. And John came up with this shape when we were doing them, and I loved it and said, let's use these, and we're going to use it. We do use them on a couple pieces. This is the first time we've used these glasses, and a very fun shape for glasses. It's kind of the new Batwing shaped glasses, or cat eye glasses, I guess. As we come down, I think I can say the word, this is safe, she's buxom. Is that the right word? They're looking at me. John won't say. He wants to keep his job. He doesn't want to go back up to Hollywood. And anyway, she is good. Great, fantastic, oversized jewel going on there. Burgundy dress, great cape. I mean, she is spectacular. I'm going to spin this around and see. Does she have her license plate on? The license plate is on the back, but we're going to just see the front of the car. While we're here, we'll see the front of the car again. This is great. This is a big car. Since we're down this low, this is a big car. This is about 3 feet, maybe even a little longer. But it's a good-sized car. There's that BMW logo over there also. Remember, Big Madam Witch. Very, very cool. Okay, we crashed this side. This hook's on here. Happy Halloween is what it says, and I did it wrong, so of course it's a little tight, but okay. And comes across. Now we can see her cape better, and we can see the details going on in her cape. Very, very pretty. All this detail going on here. The jeweling, very pretty. Great lines going on there. Very, very magical. Love her brownish hair. And our sample here, the showroom sample, doesn't have the witch license plate on it. So Brian, oh, you just put it up there. You just put a picture of the license plate up there. Thank you. That's what the actual license plate will look like. Brian had it, but we didn't realize it when we did the studio, the setup. So she does have a witch license plate. Very pretty. John, since we're here, can we look at the inside of the car? Can we see the dashboard? She's got red steering wheel. She's got, oh, she's not going that fast right now. She's got a lot of stuff going on in there, in her car. And Let's lastly, John, we're going to look at her hat because she is just spectacular. We're going to get one more look at those great glasses. But before you go up, look at the earrings. Look at the earrings that are on her. Now, this is an expensive piece. Let's be clear. It's a big piece. So put it in front of the fireplace, put it on the coffee table. Who knows? If you're having a Halloween party, she will be the hit of the party for sure. Put her on a big rotator would be fun. But she's got these great earrings. She is larger than life, no doubt. And then her hat is just over the top wonderful. I'm going to climb up as we do this. And she's got a great witch hat, and it's a cone shape, so it's hard. And then we've got these bats that are going on here that are flying about on her hat. Jeweled bats, of course. She's got spiders on her hat down here. Spiders and flowers and jewels. She will be the hit of the party for sure. You're having one, I want to be invited to the party. I love this guy. I love the top of the hat, the movement that goes on there. Just as exciting to see 3 bats swirling about. There's the last bat swirling about. And this is all wired, so you can kind of have them going any which way you want and do different stuff with them. But she is definitely larger than life. BMW, Big Madam Witch, driving her BMW convertible car. Love this car. Love this beast. So we're now going to jump to more of my all-time favorites. Open the door there. The door does open. She wasn't driving it, so we're safe. Okay. And we're going to do this. The guys are taking her out of the way. Okay, they got her. All right. A little bit of drama that goes on here, but we got it going. All right, speaking of great glasses, here they are again. And this is another one of my really favorite pieces. These are the bats, Mr. and Mrs. Bat. Showing them with these black and white pumpkins we showed last week's show. Okay, these bats are crazy cool. The silly smile with the teeth showing, the hats going on. I mean, they're just very, very cool. This is Madam here with her dress and the blue, purplish blue sculpted velvet. Great details going on there. Great purple satin shirt on her and kind of a vampire cape collar going on there. And then look at the great bat wings. Look at these huge wings that are on them. Little furry wings. No, they're not little furry wings. They're huge wings. And they're also sewn. You can see how they're sewn. That's number one, to show the bones of the wings, as well as we put wires in there. But we do that in a way so that you can, it's to your advantage to not only shape them and fluff them, but to see the detail of the wings. So that's spectacular. So these guys, and they have big, big feet, so they stand very easily. These are going to be, if they're not sold out, they're almost sold out to the retailers. They will be sold out this year. So if you love these, definitely get them while you can, because they're only going to be available until they're gone. Then the husband, and again, the retailers on the marketplace, they may sell them individually, or they may sell them as a set. Either way, they're great, great pieces. You're going to love these. Great colors, purples, blues, oranges, black, jewels. They're just a very, very cool piece. So we had fun making these. And once we did the bats, as you know, we were doing crows for those lanterns that never showed up, which happens sometimes. But we ended up doing a Mr. and Mrs. Crow over here. Ouch, you just had to fall off, didn't you? All right, she doesn't have the benefit of, I'm going to cheat for a minute here while you catch my backside and put the pumpkin there so she doesn't fall off there. But very, very cool pieces. Long tails. It's got the feathered tail going on there, or the furry feathered tail. I'm going to call it fur. It's not actual feathers. And then this black sequined coat, which replicates feathers also. Really an amazing piece. And look at all the sparkles that go on there. Nice. And then a reddish orange velvet pants, and very cool. And the black shoes, the detail of the shoes there, we can see the shoe there, and the bows and the turquoise going on there, and then these eyes that are just like cool over the top. Then the other one is his wife, which I'm going to now switch them out for a little bit, set him up there and see if he'll listen. This is, you know, when you have the wire in them, it really benefits because you can do different details with them. All right, she's got great, okay, cool. Her tails are the black fur, and then a green and gold sparkling velvet, and a burgundy sequined coat. Really very nice. It reflects the feathers really nicely, and great detail going on there. Just a turquoise and brown bows. Red, burgundy red, or brown, brick red, metallic lining, and then her coat is the absolute richest burgundy velvet I have ever seen. This is spectacular. I am sure we use this at Christmas time, but it looks spectacular for fall. Very, very rich. Can we get closer to that so we can see it? I'm not sure we can even capture the color. Yeah, we can see it. Now you can see the color of the burgundy velvet in there, the light shades, the highlights of it. But this is a very, very rich burgundy velvet. Love this velvet. Cool. So there is Mr. and Mrs. Crow. We're now going to jump to, since they're here, I'm just going to pick this up and do as a reminder, gift with purchase. So we have pumpkins, 3 different sizes for gift with purchase that the retailers are giving to you with everything that you get today. So each piece should get a pumpkin of various sizes that goes with it. So next piece is going to be the vintage chic skeleton. And I'm going to have to move these pumpkins out of the way. Just put them up here for now. The vintage chic pumpkin, and I'm just going to get right down here and start with her and just kind of show you the details of her. Now, you know, first of all, that all of the skeletons come with the stands that they are on, the silver and black stand. So the vintage chic, she is really pretty wonderful. She is vintage and she is chic, to say the least. She's got lots of layers going on here. We've got stripes going on again on the inside, which again is very vintage in itself. Love her burgundy velvet coat that is then layered with a dress of copper and black lace that's then ruffled, and there's some pink trim, there's some black trim. There's 3 different trims going on here. Very, very, very pretty. Wow. Wow. As we see more on her, you're going to say, wow. Also, look at the lace detail that goes on here. How close can we get to that, John? There we go. So we've got a lace detail that's actually got some pink going on it, and then we've added some different jewels and flowers and things to this just to make it more textural, more wonderful. And we pick that same up on her shoulders up here nicely right there. You start to see the jewels and the flowers. A lot of stuff going on here. She's got a lot going on. And then this great on her arm. Her cuffs are just like amazing. Okay, the hand is wired, and the arm is wired also, by the way. So, which, by the way, we are the only ones that wire our skeletons. Not 100%, but we wire as much as possible so that you can pose them better. So I've sometimes have seen on the market some lesser, for the lack of a better word, lesser skeletons on the market, and I've not seen any of them that have wires or posing. I think when you're getting all this detail, all this fabric, all this trimming, you want to pose them and get just as amazing a pose as possible. So we're doing that for you, and we love that. Look at the center of her chest, this fabulous bow, all this great detailing going on here, millinery flowers, old vintage laces. This is spectacular. She is magical. Lots of color going on there. That color on her cuff is, here's her color for her lining. It's the same thing. Blues, burgundies, golds, oranges, lots of different colors going on there. And then she's got almost like a pirate type hat going on the top of her head up there. I think because her husband's a pirate. And great detailing, the purple flowers. There's 2 different types of feathers going on there. She is quite exquisite, to say the least. She is very chic. She's very vintage. She's got nice, soft, brownish colored hair. We've got that Mark Roberts label there. You know that it's a legit. You know that it's the real deal. There it is there. You know it's the real deal when you see that. And let's look at her husband, the pirate of the seas. What jewels is he finding out there? Treasures. Pretty magnificent himself. He's still vintage looking. Different details going on. I love the belt. Wow, that's a great trim with some turquoise jewels going on there. And I also like the shoulders, the detail coming off the shoulders. And that kind of reflects also more of the hanging detail, which is on the side of his coat, which we'll see here. We'll look at it from this side, and then we'll be able to see that hanging detail at the same time. But look at the side of his. Okay, so we're seeing the nice burgundy persimmon trim at the bottom, and then this great lace that we've again added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 8 or 9 different elements to the lace itself. And that's again one of the highlights of the Mark Roberts pieces is we find some great laces, we find some great trims, and we figured out that we can add stuff to them anywhere we want, and that just makes it all the more special. So his legs are wired, so I'm going to take advantage of that and show off the trim detail on the side of his legs. It's on the side there, the bow we made with the fabric, and then this really great deep cobalt blue jewel. Very, very pretty, to say the least. And then the last thing we're going to look at is his hat. And he's got a pirate hat on also, and love the feathers on his hat. And just look at that. Really spectacular going on up there. There are at least 3 different feathers, or 3 types of feathers going on up there. And turquoise. There is a gold. Can we zoom in on this? Yeah, we can see it. There's a gold skeleton head. Is that as close as we get? There's a gold or coppery skeleton head. See that right there where my thumb is? Button or jewel. Very cool. How do we find all this cool stuff? I have no idea. It's pretty amazing, all the stuff we find. That is the vintage chic skeleton. Comes in 2 sizes, the small that you just saw, and then the large, which is going to be similar to the ones right up above that we're going to look at next, that size. Those are the Fashionista skeletons. And I'm going to get up and look, and we're going to start with him since he's on this side right now, and we're going to show him only in the large. First of all, I love the lining on this because of the leopard print. Really very cool. It's actually not a print, it's actually a fur. It's a faux fur, but very, very cool. And then it's lined, oh my God. Okay. I love these surprises. Look at the back of his cape. It is a fur. It's a smoke brown fur. I mean, this is a spectacular fur. Wow. Wow, talk about over the top. What a great piece. You just want to show that piece off in many different ways. And the trim, this copper brown trim, really with the gold, really just accents it really nicely. There's lots of things to show off there. The turquoise velvet, the different laces, the details going down the front and center. You've got lots of different details going on here. Millinery flowers, laces, jewels, glittered floral picks, huge amounts of jewels in the center. This is just like a jeweler's dream here. There's a lot going on here. This is really great for putting up in a very special place. Day of the Dead is, I think we call it All Souls Day also. In the Hispanic culture, they call it Day of the Dead. And we can definitely put these out for Halloween. I see my cord is still showing there. We can definitely put them out for Halloween and go into early November with All Souls Day or Day of the Dead. So great, great piece. And then I'm going to flip to the other side so that John can leave the camera where it's at. And we're going to look at his beautiful bride, the Fashionista, and how nice she is done. Beautiful colors. We're going to start actually under her dress. We're going to peek under her dress first and see the layers. You know, once again, we don't always have to do this, but we want to make these pieces special. They're going to be expensive, we know that, so we want to be sure that the value is there for them. So we've added just a black satin, which is very, very little cost. and a gold and turquoise satin underdress, which again, that's not a huge cost to it. It does add a little bit to it, but it adds value to it when you can pull this out, because this is wired, and get a great bell shape going on with her dress. And then this great pattern of this lace, with just the difference, the swagging of the dress, the lace, and then how we ruffled it at the bottom, and then pulled in this beautiful trim, this copper and brown trim, which is the same trim on her husband's fantastically furred cape over the top. Wow, she has so many layers that we're going to just like kind of look at this. We'll turn her sideways a little bit and we're good to go. So her coat has, let's start from the outside, this spectacular copper, gold, and turquoise patterned overlay. Spectacular. There's a bow done on the side there with a big jewel, cobalt blue jewels and pearls going on there. And then underneath, there's actually no lining on this, which is nice. We didn't have to, because it's got a great detail going on the inside. So we saved a little bit on that. So we could add all these other layers. But she's got a gold layer going on inside there. And then we've got the brown here and the lace. And this lace is cool because it has different layers of orange underneath it. I can't believe we actually did that. We actually double sewed this lace. It looks like it comes made that way. It doesn't. We actually had them sew that when they're doing all their sewing. And they are experts at sewing for sure. So really great design there. And then I think we can just flip her around. Okay, we got to flip her around because I got to show you something very cool. And that has to do with her hair. So John's going to get us up to the top of her hair. She has blue and white hair, which is spectacular. So she is timeless in my view. As I mentioned, I go to an over 50-year-old gym, so it's only people 50 and over. And one of the ladies does do this with her hair, and she actually looks cool with it. It actually looks, at first I was a little bit like, huh? I like it a lot now. I think it's cool and it's fun, and it just kind of lets enjoy life. So she's got her requisite orange going on in her hat with the feathers, which looks beautiful with the blues, but we really are focusing on the blues a lot with her, but we want to bring a little bit of orange going on into her. Great detailing coming down the front. Oh my God. This is, I love doing these programs because there's all the details that I see that I miss out on, that I haven't seen for a while. So this great lace with this really spectacular jeweling going on there. Iridescent, very linear, geometric shapes going on there. Very, very pretty. Different layers of sculpting, and it's a little bit imperfect in that it's not 100% balanced. It's more paved as a designer would do it. So very, very nice. And then that blue jewel at the top, really spectacular. I think what I also love is this big blue bow on the side of her dress with the jewels, which is very, very, very pretty. So I'm going to hand off this to Jong right now. I'm going to hand off this husband, and then we're going to look at some fabulous witches behind us. So thank you. Hi. Okay. There she is. I want to say Miss America, but it's not. But it is the larger version of Let Them Eat Cake Witch. And she has a cake. And that is like over the top. And we're going to just start with the cake. She's got a spider in her cake. A jeweled spider in her cake, which is pretty cool in itself. And it looks like a wedding cake or something. There's bumblebees down here. She's spectacular. So many different layers going on here. We really can see in this size all the different details that go on her. So where are we at? We'll just start at the top where we're at her necklace. Actually, John will go all the way to the very top and look at her hat first. And she's got spiders on the end of her hat, or a spider, a jeweled spider, of course, with some hanging jewels going on there, and some other trims going on that hat there. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. I love the orange velvet ruffled on that. And then her blonde hair is just spectacular. And that big old hair is cool, to say the least. Her collar has all these black feathers, which is so sweet. And then look, it's just got like a Dolly Parton like curls coming down there. Just too sweet. Speaking of Dolly Parton, I guess I thought of that as I looked at her booksomeness. She's pretty spectacular. Nice detail, shoulder puffs. Talk about coutured. Once again, this is a very coutured piece. The shoulders are detailed really nicely. Thin arms, and then we layer out and just do this magnificent ending at the ends of the wrists and the cuffs. Just spectacular. Then as we come down, She's got this beautiful satin shirt on, or blouse on. Look at, as we crown her dress with the crown jewel. It looks like one of the crown jewels of Europe's royalty. There's so many jewels going on there. Amber and gorgeous jeweling and colors. Black laces. There's looks like 2 or 3 layers of black lace going on there. Really magnificent. And the reason for that black is we're going to tie it into, as we come down and we start to see the black lace with the hanging jewels on it, and then this swagging that we saw on the small piece, the swagging of her overlay of her dress. And that's multi-layered. There is the coppery brown velvet, coppery orange actually, coppery orange velvet, this gorgeous golden lace that we looked at earlier with the pearl trim going on around it, very nice. And then this very rich and iridescent, opalescent pink satin of her main dress, which goes top to bottom. And then we just layered it with, we ruffled a couple different layers of fabric and then finished it off with a little bit of black lace. So very, very pretty, and so pretty. And then she's lined with a pink satin underneath. Let Them Eat Cake is a spectacular piece, especially when we see the cake that's in her hand. It's pretty fun. So this was, again, Marie Antoinette inspired, and she's got her pursed lips. She's happy, but you know how it is. So very, very cool piece. This is a very fun piece for Halloween this year. Another one that is, I'll flip to the other side then, is the Luna Mystica Witch. So she is the mystical moon witch. And all I got to say about her is wow, because we haven't done a white witch, like all white, primarily fabrics, in quite a while. But 1, 2, 3, 4 different sheer layers that just kind of envelop her and make her so magical. And then they're trimmed. Some of them are trimmed with different, three of the 4 are trimmed with different jewel-like trims. And then we're going to start to go up. We'll look at her shoes and then we'll go up. But the gold glittered shoes, and then the beautiful amber jewels that are on there. And then we go up, and wow, she is spectacular, because she's got a little globe there, like she's telling a fortune, or she's got the moon in her hand. And then the other hand, she has a staff with the moon and the stars. This is just a really amazing piece. And then you can see the beautiful, wow. Let's look at the side here first, and then we'll go up to the top. But look at the detail on the side of her, and here we start to add a little bit more color. Coppers, dark pinks, blues, pearls, persimmon colors. Lots of great detail going on there. Adds a nice spark of color on both sides of her overlay dress. Then you go up, and the hair is spectacular. So the hair is wired, got all this hanging stuff going on it, and it just allows you to curl it up into different ways that you want. You can curl it any way you want. We like it that way, the way you're seeing it. And then she has a nice jeweled spider in her hat as well. Are we seeing that? Yeah, we are. Nice. Got this big jeweled spider, a couple different jewels going on there. Stars, golden stars on her hat. Pretty magical. And I'm just going to let this come right down. You can see a little bit of hanging stars at the end. A little bit of just magic that goes off on this. She is very, very cool. Luna Mystica. There's a lot of main features. Her hair is spectacular. It's unique. The staff with the moon and the stars, and her fortune-telling orb that's in her hand. She's very, very elegant. So if you have a formal home, you've got a lot of white. I'm going to actually take her off because I'm realizing on the camera I'm seeing from my screen, we're seeing her against the white background. I'm going to put her against me and my blue at least. My blue actually starts to look white with her, but look how pretty she is. Wow. Her glasses are kind of like mine. They're off. Put them down a little bit. There we go. Just very, very cool. You get to see the moon and the star staff. There is her orb where she's telling fortunes. She does not have black wings. She has golden witch wings. And all the golden jewels in her hair. And I'm scrouching to get this there. You can see the ends of her hats there too. So, and my pretty face. And then the details of her. Let's do this side. I love this detail also. Lots of great color going on there. It just adds enough of a pop of color to her. You still can put her in a white room and look spectacular, but you want to have a little bit of color on her so that she stands out better. So we have got the Luna Mystica, which is I think maybe my favorite name of a witch this year. I don't know, BMW was pretty cool, or Big Madam Witch was pretty cool. And I think the Let Them Eat Cake is a pretty cool name. So we have some fun names. Okay, next is another witch down below. And this is the I did the namings of the witches this year. And so as I was doing them, there was Luna Mystica. And then I was trying to play on that Luna. And so this is Luna Tika, like lunatic. So Luna Tika, witch. Maybe she's a bit of a lunatic, who knows. She's got a very fun burgundy hair. This is kind of like a very unique and different hair. Great details that go on her hat. Great gorgeous colors, feathers, and different stuff. And then things that are hanging from the end of her hat, which are wonderful. There's bows and jewels and a square jewel, which is very, very cool. Come down, really great colors on her hair. First of all, she's got this burgundy sequined wrap around the middle section of her hair. And then it comes down to this copper and black ruffle, which is so wonderful. And now I can see why she has that burgundy sequin. We can really see it quite well here. Look at the back of her cape. Is this magnificent or what? This is all glittery, embroidered on a velvet. There are like so many sequins that are embroidered on here. So when people look at it, if you get this and you have it home, show people that there are literally, there may be thousands of sequins on here that are sewn on. This is pretty spectacular. And then the jeweling that goes around on her, the bottom of her coat. This is a multi-magnificent witch here. She is spectacular. There's a black fur that goes on here. There is a turquoise ruffled lace under here. Let's keep going. There is a turquoise sculpted velvet underneath here, which we see this in the front again also. And then there's just this black satin, which is mainly to show off the different jewels down here. So she's very, very multi-layered. And she has in her hand a book of spells also. And I put my glasses on to read this because the back of the book says, Happy Halloween, lock your doors and turn out the lights, or ghosts and goblins will spook you with fright. Jump in bed and pull the covers tight. Close your eyes until the morning is light. Okay, cool. Where did we find that poem at? I have no idea, but I'm going to guess Angelo found that for us, so that's cool. I like that. Love her diamond necklace right there. Just kind of sets it all off, goes nicely with her diamond witch glasses. And then the front of her. Here's that beautiful turquoise sculpted velvet, which we saw earlier, and now I see why we have the turquoise lace before it attached to her burgundy coat. The burgundy sequined coat goes so nicely with this sculpted turquoise velvet inner coat, which is just wonderful. And then the black furs going, or the black satins, those are kind of inexpensive, but they're nice inexpensive. They're not cheap. There's still an iridescence to it, a little bit of sparkle and shine to it. Wow, and I like this. We used a roping here, a black and silver roping over the diamond trimmed roping here, or lace here, and then a gold fabric lace. So there's a lot of different laces going on here. She's very cool. Luna Tika. So is she a lunatic? Well, that's for you to decide. But she's pretty cool. So she's maybe a little bit crazy, but we all are at some point. So let's look at what's next, which is the life-size skeletons. And then we're going to come back to some of my very favorite pieces at the end, but we still have 3 or 4 more pieces to go. We're almost there. But we're looking at now the larger the 2 life-size skeletons, which are what we call the blue wave, which we saw earlier. His and her, they are almost 6 foot tall, about 5.5 foot, I guess about 5.5 foot tall actually. And you really can see the details going on them. in so many ways. They're just sitting out there. So this is great if you have a party. Not a lot of people will get these, but those that do, very, very fun pieces. So we really go all out when we're detailing these. And it's nice that they're wired because you can actually pose them. She can sit in the chair. We can pull back and see her sitting in the chair. And you can see the scale of her as I'm kneeling on the floor myself. There's good size to these both. So you really get the great detail of the trims. You see that wavy fabric that I love so much. The blue and white stripes look so nice. This is a great piece to have for if you're doing a really big event or something special and want to have something special to show. So we have another witch to show you, another skeleton to show you, and then I think my favorite witch of the season, and I love all the witches, so this is hard to say a favorite, but because I love all of them. So good luck choosing which ones you want to get, because the next one we're going to look at is called the Mariposa Witch, which is, Mariposa is butterfly in Spanish. So let's put these pumpkins aside for a second. And we have her in 2 sizes, by the way. We actually have her in 3 sizes, but we're going to only show you 2. This is the what we call the large size, and then there's the 36-inch size or 38-inch size, whatever it is there. Love, love, love her. Her white hair, her just pearly white hair. And we'll go ahead and start at the very top so that we can just kind of go down and make it easier for all of us. But we've got the great, another spider, jeweled spider on the end of her hat with, we made the tassel, so we actually hand make the beads, black bead, gold bead, black bead, pearl bead, and so forth, and just kind of put it all together, put the ribbons on it, and then we've got this beautiful wavy fabric again. This one has a purple color to it. Purples and oranges going on. And then you come down to her face. What a beautiful face. So I actually love that face. Turn her sideways and get that profile of that nose. Very cool looking nose there. And then the lining of her coat, she's got stars going on here. This multi-sequined shirt or blouse of hers is spectacular. And as we come down, John, can we zoom right where my hand is here to see this? Because there is a butterfly right there. So we're going to come forward with the camera. We're actually rolling the camera forward because ours only, this is not the expensive Hollywood cameras that John's used to working with. So, okay, we're good. Now you can see the butterfly there. Hard to see there's jewels, but there's a beautiful butterfly there. Jeweled butterfly. And then the tails of the butterfly coming down here. So very, very pretty to say the least. While we're up close there, while we're here, John, we can then look at her hand and the staff in her hand and then see the butterfly in her hand. So she's got the black butterfly with the jewels going on there and the diamonds that we probably added there. Great stuff. And then really great colors. The burgundies and the purples go really nicely with her. She is spectacular. She's a wonderful find. This moon and the stars lace that wraps around her neck comes down the front of her. Very nice. And then layers of, wow, this lace is spectacular. You can see how this, and in person, it's even more magical. I'm looking at it on my screen right now, just cheating, but it's even more magical to my eyes than it is on the screen. So just magnificent to say the least. A turquoise lace, which is very soft, but very, very pretty that goes through there. And then we have to look at the back of her because I'm sure it's spectacular. Yes, it is. Of course it is. How could we not be surprised? Couple things, and we're going to look at this on the larger one, but you've got this beautiful sewn sequined overlay. You can see the magic of that. This is spectacular. And then there's lace, which is over a purple metallic satin. Really wonderful. We're not seeing as much of the reflection as I'm seeing here. We're not able to capture that with the camera as much, but really elegant to say the least. And then she has, we did her in a slightly larger size, a 38-inch size right here. And that really, the 38-inch, I think, goes to about here. But if you really stretch the hat out, it goes even taller. But we want to be fair with how we give you the measurement there. But look at her magnificent opening here. Wow. Okay, I know some people are going to be getting this for sure, who like the larger pieces. She is stunning. She is really, really stunning. Spectacular color direction, the big witch glasses, which are great. Her face. Now the largest one has, oh, you know they both have glasses. John, can we come back to the medium one for a minute? I thought she didn't have glasses, but they were up here in her hair. So I like to wear them in my head, as you know, because I need to have them whenever I need them. But there she is with glasses. So all sizes are going to have the glasses. We can go back over to here. And really spectacular piece, larger scale. Her hair is pulled up in a bun, which is spectacular. She has that pearl white hair going on, and then all these sequins going on her. And you start to move her, and you see the magic going on. And then, of course, she's got the jeweled butterfly at her belt. She is a magnificent piece, to say the least. I'm going to show you one more skeleton, and then I'm going to show you my favorite witch, and you'll see why. But the last skeleton that we're going to show you is the life size of the Day of the Dead skeletons, which is right here. And these are in the oranges and greens, and I'm going to actually go behind it, John, so I can show you on him, so I can show you what I find exciting on him. And that is, look at the detail here on this coat. We're going to zoom in and see all of this great detail that comes all the way down. This is a long, there's about 28 inches of trim here. So lots of different detail going on with the lace, with the jewels, and the velvet flowers. There's just a lot of detail going on here. It's really spectacular. Great colors. And can we back up, John, so that I can get in the picture here? And we can see the scale of it. So I'm about 5'8", 5'9", probably 5'9" in my shoes. So he's 5'6", 5'7", probably about 5'6", 5'7". So good size. These come with stands. So the large ones, you'll get a stand with them. You can also pose them and sit them. So in this case, we have him standing and her sitting. And just great, great pieces. So we saw the smaller sizes already. We saw the gift bags. This is the largest gift bag, the Mark Roberts bag that the retailers will be giving to you. And I'm showing you the bag because Chong is finishing up, fluffing up my favorite of the witches that I'm going to show you now. And how we came up with this concept, who knows? But they are happy. They are twins. They are actually Siamese twins. So this is called the Witches of Siam. Siam was originally the name of Thailand. And so the original, not the original, but the first Siamese twins that became famous would have been Chang and Eng Bunker. Not Archie Bunker. But anyways, I thought, you know what, why not do a really fun, happy pair of witches that are Siamese twins. So here they are together. We're going to show you all three sizes in them. And let's just go to the large. I'm going to switch these out. And we're going to mainly show the middle size, and then we'll just see the details of the smaller and the larger. But I like the middle size to work with. It's easy to work with and show off. So they are sisters. Glasses up, glasses down, either way. But they like their own separate personalities. So she has gold or silver glasses. Her sister Hazel over here, whatever her sister's name is, has gold on her glasses. Really pretty. They have some great brown and golden fur hair. It's actually a fur that we found that's really cool because it has a little bit of orange tips to it. So it's very, very cool. But they are their own one and only. I'm going to get a little personal with them for a little bit. And John, we're going to go underneath. And we're going to show you that they are one underneath. But the gal on the right has her own pants. The gal on the left has her own pants. They have their own personalities. They are not split personality. They are Siamese twins with their own personalities. They love life. They make the best of it and are really spectacular together. I mean, I love this. For sure, I'm getting this. I think I'm going to get the large size and get it home. And even if I don't have a Halloween party, people that come over will enjoy them. So, okay, so look what Zhang did here on the hats. He intertwined them together and kind of created almost like a heart shape. I love this. Sometimes the creativity that comes out is pretty wonderful. So they have a heart shape. Now these separate out. But look how this is what I like about why we do things with wires and everything, so that you can do things the way you want to do them. Or you could copy us, which we're happy to do. Happy to have you do that. But she's got the spider jewel and a different beaded tassel going on here. Love these pieces. So that from the waist up, they are one. No, excuse me, they are two. From the waist down, they are one. And so they're two separate bodies, which their arms are around each other right now. John, we're going to go to the small one for a second, because you can see that their bodies are separated, how they separate out. So the upper bodies are separate. The lower body, they each become one. So their personalities, they like to dress similarly for color, but they want to identify their own personality at the same time. So you see a bluish sequined overlay and a purple sequined overlay. But then to complement her sister, she's got a blue sculpted velvet, and then on this side she has a turquoise, different laces and trims going on. So much fun this is. So the Witches of Siam with these fur tassels going on here on them are pretty wonderful. And then, John, let's just look at the big piece for a minute. I'm going to put this just over here, and we'll look at the large size piece, because this is about the same, about 38 inches tall. I'm actually going to, can you see it from that height? Yeah, we're good, I guess. Great detail. You can really see the differences in the bodies, the upper bodies, when you see the two different blouses and the trims going on here. I got to imagine after all these years they figured out how to dance really well together, and they definitely do. So the Witches of Siam, my favorite of the witches for this year, which is an extremely hard choice because I love all of them. I mean, they're all really wonderful. Tika, I think, because I'm a little crazy. I love her. I love that burgundy colors. I'm looking at her right now as we look around. Mystica, love that. The colors of Witches of Siam are so wonderful. Let Them Eat Cake, what a great, fun concept that is. So all the witches are spectacular this year. I'm going to be getting this for sure and taking this home myself, the large piece. And unless you guys buy it all out, and I don't get them then, honestly, I will get it the next season from the showroom. But I can't even always that. There's been times where we've had to refurbish and make the showroom sample available for collectors when there's nothing left. So if that happens, that's a great compliment, and we're good to go with that. So we have concluded this very long segment of introduction of 2024, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and fall. There are other introductions, so we did pare it down a little bit, but you're seeing the meat and potatoes of it, all the great big pieces. So hope you had fun. Hope you like the sisters above my shoulder. And we will see you at the next live, whenever that is. So in the meantime, stay cool, stay happy, and bye-bye.